We are live. We are live. We are live once again. We are live, guys. Please, if you are joining, let me know where you're watching from as usual so I can give you a big shout out. Most importantly, ensure you are joining with your book and your pen. Thank you so much, Miss Becky, for reminding them. Ensure you're joining with your book and pen as we've got something very important here to do today. As usual, this promises to be a very amazing live video whereby I tell you this latest pathway to the UK where you can come and move as a worker with your family from overseas. The good thing about this is that you can bring in your dependent. It's such an amazing route. It's a very unique route. Not so many people know of, neither do people talk about. So please, if you're joining, give this video a like. Share this video to as many people as you can. Okay? Let me know once again what your name is, where you're watching from. Thank you so much, Komer, for joining. Guys, if you are coming in, you're not coming in with your book and pen. I don't know why. Oh, please come in with your book and pen. As you can see, I've got my book here where I've written all the step-by-step guide about this pathway into the UK. So don't be left out. Don't sleep on this. Ensure you come in with your own book. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. Like this video if you've not liked this video. Please share this video. Thank you so much for joining, Nora. Thank you, Oluwa Kenny from Nigeria. Thank you, Blessed Com. Thank you, Joma. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't want to waste so much time waiting for people to join. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dive right in. And if anyone join later on or catches us along the line, then fine. But I really do not want to stay here for so long as I've got other things to do. So, there is this pathway whereby you can move into the UK with a sponsorship visa or without a sponsorship visa to come and work. The benefit of this is that you come with your dependent, being your children, your husband, your spouse, put simply. Another benefit is that if you're getting a sponsorship, the employer would be the one to cover up the whole relocation costs of you moving down into the UK. Some employer would go as far as taking the maintenance cost, whereby you don't need to show proof of fund. And another amazing benefit is that this particular pathway into the UK does not need a salary threshold, in the sense that the salary threshold, the old new law that has been implemented, do not affect it. Okay, now I've done my research in details. I've researched like properly. I'll listen. When you see me wearing these glasses, know that Clara has been doing some work. I've researched properly, and I must say this is a pathway I would encourage to a lot of you. So all I'm asking today is please be patient with me while I go through the step-by-step guide. Okay, not only being patient, also ensure to listen attentively. And if you ever miss me along the line, like maybe you don't hear my voice, call it to my attention, leave in the comment section, Clara, we are not hearing you. Now, most of you have been coming to me, to my DM on Instagram mostly, and also my email saying, Clara, there is this pathway where people can now move in and as from overseas as a carer in the child care sector. Okay, whereby you're coming in to care for children. And I keep saying, I don't think this is possible. I don't think the UK government will open this pathway for overseas workers to come in to take care of children. Like, why would they do that? Why can't they look for people around the UK to do that job? I don't think it's an ideal pathway. Neither do I think it's true. So I reached out to a lot of my colleagues like Papa, Ada Kings, and the rest, and we carried out our intensive search. Okay, one thing about me, I don't just come here to post videos. I like to carry message in details, regardless of whatsoever is going rampant about this pathway has been opened, that pathway has been opened. And guys, I am so glad to say that indeed it is of truth. You can now move into the UK as a carer in the child care sector. You can move into the UK to come and work in the child care sector, taking care of children, either as a babysitter, as a nanny. You cannot come in to work as a child minder. Now, some of you watching me who are male will be like, I think this pathway is only for females. I think this pathway is only for females. See, I've seen, maybe it's just a movie, but I've seen so many countless movies whereby males are also childminder. So please stick around if you're a male, as this may benefit you. If not you, maybe your wife could try this pathway, or your partner could try this pathway, or if you know any other person who can benefit from this, then you can try this pathway. But I feel strongly this pathway is not only for females, as you can benefit from this even as a male. You may just be lucky, okay? Because I've seen households who want strictly male carers to cater for their children, who want strictly those who are male to babysit their children. So definitely this pathway is indeed of truth. Honestly, I argued with a lot of people back and forth about this ever being possible. I argued, and I said, why not take out the time, do the research extensively, and see for a fact if they are lying, if it's just a rumor, or if it's truth. And I must say it is truth. And one thing about this is that you don't need so much qualifications in terms of degree. So you don't need a university qualification for this. So my agenda for today's video, as you can see from the book I've got here, is I'm going to be telling you the step-by-step guide about this pathway, the requirements, eligibility of this pathway, what you can do on this visa type, how many years visa, what are the routes in terms of this whole visa pathway. Guys, if you've not liked this video at this point, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please hit that like button, and as you do, may God bless you. Thank you so much. I'm going to give you just a second to like, okay, to say, Clara, you're doing a very good job, and we're going to continue. Now, there's something I want to say before I go on. All right. I heard people saying this is a new pathway, and the pathway starting tomorrow, which is 4th. It's a new visa that has just been introduced in the UK, starting tomorrow, which is 4th. It's a lie. It's not a new visa. This particular pathway or route into the UK has been in existence since 2022. Since the shortage occupation lists were opened, were published, it has been in existence. It has been among the eligible jobs that are under the shortage occupation list, where overseas workers can come in with their family. So it's not a new pathway, only that I feel like a lot of people just got to know about this pathway, and they're saying new pathway, that, new pathway, new free visa, new. It's not a new pathway. However, of the truth, you can get free visa sponsorship through this pathway. Now, if you want to come in as a care assistant in terms of the nanny job to care for children, you have 2 routes to take. So if you see me looking down, this is because I wrote everything down here. So the first route is called domestic overseas work visa. Domestic overseas work visa, meaning you're coming from overseas as a domestic carer. This is mostly as a live-in job, whereby you'll be living in with your employer, working for them, taking care of their children mostly, performing and doing all of the duties such as, number 1, personal care of those children rather, changing changing their clothing, bathing them, and the rest of them, assistance if need be with toileting and every other thing. So this is called the domestic overseas worker visa pathway. This is available for every national outside of the UK. That is, if you're a Nigerian, you are Asia, or you are from any other African country, Ghana or whatsoever, Zimbabwe, then you qualify for this pathway. And let me tell you this, from my research, okay, I've also discovered as of 2019, if you go on Google, 2019, the nanny, or should I say babysitter, for Prince Harry child, the first child, was from Zimbabwe. So my dear friend Papa brought this to my attention. So it shows that indeed, if you're from African country, you qualify for this pathway. You qualify for this pathway, and like I said, there's not so many requirements in terms of this pathway. So if you've been trying the UK care job, and you see that, oh my goodness, I've done so much, I've done everything, but nothing seems to be working in terms of getting a care job in the UK, then I would say you can try that of the nanny job, as it is indeed real. It's not a scam. It is real. You can get sponsorship. And in today's video, I'm also going to be opening your eyes on where you can see the sponsorship. If you want to come in as an overseas care worker, I'm going to be opening your eyes to that. I'm going to be showing you what website to go to, what website not to go to, and how to submit your application. Okay, so please listen attentively. So talking about the domestic pathway, through this pathway, you are working in the individual home. You don't require a sponsorship for this one. Remember, I said the nanny job has two routes. One, domestic overseas worker visa. Coming in, working in your employer's home. You don't need COS, as you don't need like a company to give to you this pathway, this visa into the UK. You don't need a company to give you a job offer into this UK. It has to be a private household. Okay, let's for an instance, I'm Clara, I'm a citizen of the UK. For an instance, I want to bring someone into the UK to work for me. Then this is the path I need to go through to be able to bring in that domestic overseas worker. Or let's say I live in Nigeria, I want to come into the UK for holiday, for an instant now, and I've got a domestic worker with me, a nanny with me who looks after my child, and I don't want to leave my nanny behind. I want to come in with my nanny. Then this pathway is applicable to me, where I can come into the UK with my nanny and apply for this visa for her, which is called domestic overseas work visa. Now, your duties include number one, you are cleaning, you are cooking, providing their personal care, driving them as a chefu. I can't pronounce that, unfortunately. Chefu or chefor, that is your duties. So if you are as a nanny domestic workers includes cleaner. If you've got skill in cleaning or experiences in cleaning, this pathway is applicable to you. If you are a cook, you've got skill in that, is applicable to you. If you are a chauffeur or driver, it's applicable to you. Now, someone asked a very important question. He said, if you are in the UK, does it apply to you? Yes, you can apply to this job even if you're in the UK. Though it is called domestic overseas worker visa, but if you're in the UK, using the step-by-step guide I'm going to be giving you in the video on how to get this employer, then you can actually successfully secure a job offer through this, as long as you're willing to put in the work. I do say getting the job, it all relies on you. Clara can only come here, give the update, show you this website, show you that website, but it now solely depends on you on how much work you're going to put in terms of applying for that job. Okay, now one thing I can say about this pathway is that there's no permanent stay for the domestic overseas worker visa. I don't want to lie. There's no permanent stay. So Chinyere, I think you said shafu, shafo. I think I'm going to practice that after this video. No permanent stay for the domestic overseas worker visa. However, guys, the next route is my most favorite of them all. The next route about coming into the UK to work as a nanny, a childminder, or a babysitter is my most favorite of them all. And this is called skilled work visa as a nanny, or skilled work visa for nanny. Now, you can go to the UK government website, type in that, and you will see it's coming out. This is to show that I've done my research extensively. Whenever you see me referring to the UK government website, is because when I sit here, I'm not afraid to speak, knowing fully well I'm confident on my research and what I've seen on the UK government website. So for it to be on the UK government website, it means indeed this pathway is of existence and it is truth. But like I said, it is not a new pathway. Reason why you won't see me titling my video, new free visa, new pathway, no. This is because this pathway has already been there. So I need to keep myself right with that. Now, the skilled worker overseas visa or the skilled worker visa for nanny allows you to come in with your dependent. One, because this is a skilled worker pathway. Okay, and if you know, with the old new laws and new rule going on, skilled workers can still bring in family. So the nanny job for overseas workers is under the skilled visa, which is called 6122. You go to the UK shortage occupation list as of now, being the 3rd of April, you are going to see it there. It is written boldly, code 6122, and it is a 5 years visa. It is a 5 years visa. it is really, 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 really amazing coming into the UK as an overseas skilled nanny to be given a 5 years visa, code 6122. Yes, I know a lot of you are happy now with this information. I'm going to be getting 5 years visa into the UK as a nanny, all this and that. But yes, you must meet some certain criteria and qualifications. Although the requirements are not so high as of other kind of visa route into the UK, but then again, no employer in the right sense would employ those without any form of experience or level of experiences in terms of the child minding care. Okay, so you already know from what I'm saying is that through this pathway, the skilled worker visa as a nanny for overseas nanny, you must be experienced. As written there, skilled. What is skilled? Meaning you've got like good, highly qualification in this to qualify. So you need at least 2 years working experiences. 2 years working experience, 1 to 2 years rather, working experiences in this pathway into the UK. And someone just asked, am I to pay the IHS fee? Juliet, I really don't know about that. I didn't put that amongst my research and I wouldn't want to give wrong information. So what I'm going to suggest is that you go to the UK government website and read about this for yourself. Use your own eyes, see it for yourself to ensure that you can pay for the IHS visa if you're required or if you're not. So please do that research, as I wouldn't want to give an answer of yes or no, as I don't know about that. Now, for the childminder visa, for the skilled worker, remember code 6122 is there. So when you get an employer, your employer give you a working permit in this. You go to the UK and immigration to apply for your visa. You're going to be given 5 years visa into the UK. Afterwards, you qualify for your ILR. It is amazing. It is the pathway is almost like the care assistant pathway, only that you're coming in as a child carer, not a care assistant in terms of the elderly care. This time around is a child care. Okay. Another amazing part of this, juicy part of this is that there is no age limit. There is absolutely no age limit in terms of this. So if you're 60 and you feel like you got the qualification, you qualify for this. You're 55, 50, you qualify for this. However, you must be age 19 and above. So should I say there's age limit or not? Okay, because you must be age 19 and above. So if you are 19 to 80, maybe 70, 50, 60, maybe, you can apply as long as you know deep down you got the skills. You got the skills as a child minder. So, Mary, you're just joining. We're talking about childcare pathway, yeah. And like I said, please come in with your book and your pen. It is very important, as I want you to be jotting down all of this while I'm talking. And with this being said, you can refer to the UK government website and type in overseas care, overseas skilled visa or skilled visa for overseas nannies, or domestic, what's the other one? Domestic overseas work visa. Okay, now for the skilled worker visa, like I said, there's no cap, unlike the domestic worker visa that says, oh, you can only stay in just 6 months. You can only stay for 6 months rather with your employer. For the domestic one, meaning after 6 months with your employer, if you don't get another employer, or if your employer is not willing to renew your visa or extend your visa, you may need to go back home. So for this one, like I said, it is tied to an individual employer, household employer, not a company, not an infrastructure, not an organization. It must be like an household employer. Okay, a one person kind of thing. But like I said, the other one is my most favorite, which is the skilled work visa as a nanny. It is amazing. Although this one ties you to an employer in the sense that you must finish the contract of which you are being employed for. Let's say you get a 5 years work permit into the UK as a nanny, okay, and your contracted years or employment for this job is 3 years. You must ensure you finish that job with them. However, this pathway does not encourage modern slavery. It does not encourage modern slavery, as most of you will be like, oh my God, is this a nanny job? That and this job. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna be living with an employer. What if the employer start maltreating me and that? No. This part will simply states that it does not encourage modern slavery, whereby if you are being ill-treated in any way, you got solid evidence towards that, you can easily report to the UK government. So this is the pathway I would encourage people to go through. The skilled one, it's amazing because you can come with your family. Now, this pathway needs you to have IELTS. Okpeyemi just reminded me, it needs you to have IELTS, what you know as UKVI IELTS. It needs you for the skilled worker visa. Every other jobs there needs IELTS. So the nanny one is not exempted. Once you get skilled visa for overseas nannies, you know definitely IELTS is being needed. Now, the other one, the first one we talk about, which is the domestic overseas worker visa, you don't need IELTS. So if it's that way you want to go for, your scared of IELTS, I would say go for it. But then again, there's pro, there's con. Okay. Now the con is that if you don't get another employer that you can switch to, or if your employer is not willing to extend your stay, you need to go back home after 6 months. So why not write your IELTS and ensure and try rather the skilled pathway as a nanny? And like I'm saying, even though as a nanny, it's not a must, you must be female. I don't like to be sexist, like, oh, this job is for this particular gender, that job is for this particular gender. I don't like it. If I as a woman can mop the floor, a man should be able to do that too. If I as a woman can change kids nappy, a man should be able to do that too. So that is why I said it's for everyone, as long as you know this is what you can do. Now, someone asked about NARIC. Of course, you can use your NARIC. When it comes to UK Pathway, asking for English proficiency, is either you can use your NARIC or you can use IELTS. Now, for the desirable IELTS score, it should be at least a band 5. It should be a band 5. And when I search this, the salary you would be given is £10.75 per hour. Okay, so now depending on your contract with this employer, let's say you are employed for 3 years and then 40 hours weekly, or let's say 38 hours weekly, full-time job mostly, you must get a full-time job and you're being paid £10.75. That is not a bad money at all. Yeah, I know that is under the minimum wages, but it's not a bad money at all. It all depends. During my one-on-one section, during my section where I was having conversation with a client, she was like, oh my God, Clara, can this money be able to sustain me? I didn't give her a yes answer or a no answer, as I like to be open and fair. I say that it all depends on the individual. I'm going to use myself as an instance. Let's say I make up to £18 per hour for an instant now. And I have a friend, let's use her name Gift. She makes £18 per hour. Now, whereas that money would be difficult for Gift to sustain on because she loves the flashy things of life. She buys it like once her salary is dropping in her account, she's buying the latest Gucci, she's buying the latest this, she's buying the latest that. And I'm a different person. I am very content. This doesn't mean I don't love good thing, okay? But I can be able to distinguish between when to buy this, when not to buy it, and also know between needs and wants, So in my own answer, most of you will be saying, Clara, can this sustain me £10.75 per hour? It all depends on the individual. It all depends on you as an individual. And the annually salary rate for this is £26,000, £26,200 a year. That is the annually rate. So it's not really bad to me, for me rather. When I was researching about this, I was thinking, oh, the salary should be at least £6 or £5 or £7, But when I went through it thoroughly, I found out that the salary is even the same as care assistants pay, most especially in this part of the UK where I'm from, which is Northern Ireland. It's almost the same. So it shouldn't put you off at all. Now, you need to do some registration. You need to do some registration. I use an instant for you. Although an employer wants to go out to employ, they would only want to employ the best. The reason why experiences is being needed, and not just experiences, registration is also being needed. Just like the way you want to come into the UK to work as a nurse, you need to register with the UK, I think, CBT, or nursing and midwifery. Same as the nanny. No parent would want to leave you to care for their children without substantial proven evidence that you are 100% qualified and registered. Okay. Whereas no parent would also want to leave their children in the care of any person who isn't qualified. You need to do some registration. And I'm going to be using myself as an instance to be open and fair. When I moved to the UK years ago, trying to secure a job, anything at all, just to get started, I looked for this nanny job in particular. And when I saw the job, trying to apply, I was being told that I must get some registration. That was a shock to me, because coming from the African background I'm from, anyone can look after a child. Anyone literally can just apply to maybe a school or a nursery home to look after a child. But yet in the UK, it is different. And I understand that really, childcare here is a big issue. It's not like a game. It's not like a, how would I put it? It's not a joke. It's a big deal. It's a really big deal here. Okay, so having this registration would actually protect you. It's going to protect you and make you safe. Just say it for your own benefit. So don't let the old registration matter chase you away. So talking about that, I'm going to be leaving the link to where you can register in the description box of this video. I'm going to be leaving the link down here. Now, someone say, what of the hours? How many hours are you meant to cover? It depends. But one thing I know, as a live-in nanny, you may be working around the clock. It's just like a mom with kids. You never stop. So it's, or maybe, I don't want to speak for the employer as I've never employed any nanny, or maybe you may have some sort of contracted hours. You guys can sort that out. That is left for the employer. So when you reach that bridge, you're going to cross it. But your own thing you should do now is to start looking for employer. Now, Dara Molas asks if the domestic worker visa allows dependents. It doesn't allow dependents, but the skilled one allows dependents. It does allow dependents. I was going to say something very importantly before I saw that question. I was talking about registration. So you can register with the UK Ofsted. I think that is how it's pronounced. Like I said, the link will be there. Go and do your own research in proper. Read about it. Ensure you really, really take your time out. So ensure this is what you want to do for. Talking about the skilled visa into the UK as a nanny, you can either come in to work in the nursery. So it's not a must, you must work inside a house for the skilled pathway. You can either come in to work as a nursery assistant. Let's say an organization, let's say a school, or maybe a church, or even some gyms that have nursery playgroup or whatsoever, for an instant now, employs you. You can do that job. But if you see an individual employer who wants to employ you to come and work in their home, you can still do that job. So it's not only a live-in care you can do as a childminder. Okay, not only that you can do as a childminder, there are different job roles, job description in terms of this. All it's written on the UK government website, and definitely I'm going to be also leaving that link, as I believe we all should do our own research. As Clara is not a master of all, neither does Clara know everything. Okay, I may make some mistake here and there, so please do your own research and come to this video to keep me right. It will be very much appreciated. Yes. Good year said in UK you must register. It is 100% important. Now another requirement you need is your police check. Very important, be it you are inside of the UK trying to apply for this job or outside of the UK, you need your police check. In the UK we call it DBS, but outside of the UK I don't know what they call it. Is it police clearance or police report? I don't really know. But you do need You don't need that. Now, let's move to this part. Where can I get this job, Clara? I've heard all you said. I can get this job. I cannot come in as a nanny. Oh, people have been saying, oh, the nanny pathway will be open tomorrow, which is 4th of April. Okay, Clara, you've told me it's not a new pathway. So this pathway has been in existence. How can I get a job offer? Simple as ABC. I do say internet is your best friend. Just as internet is my best friend with my glasses, which is my best friend, I believe internet should be everybody's best friends. Most of the times, you don't even need to watch YouTube videos to familiarize yourself with this pathway. Neither do you need to wait for Clara to talk about this pathway. Google, UK government websites are all that you need. All informations are there. You don't need an agent to process this for you. Nobody, absolutely. You can do it yourself. It's a DIY thing. So go to the UK government website, read about that, and when you do read about that, you will see where it says employers under childminder. I think something related to that. You can click on that. You see some current vacancy. Now note, these vacancies, I don't know if those ones are for international applicants or not. As when you see a vacancy, the vacancy may be for those already in the UK already, or those who have a working permit in the UK already, or those who are outside. You never can tell, especially when these vacancies are not being specified. You know, some employers specified. So employers do write theirs. Oh, they will bracket it, visa sponsorship available. So we say for international workers only. So we say for UK residents only. So it all varies. Okay. So when you go there, I'm gonna leave the link. Another one you should use is the UK tier sponsor list. I know you must always hear me say UK tier sponsor list, UK tier sponsor list. That is my secret. I do say, I preach it, I talk about it, I love it. This is because it's a website opened by the UK government themselves, where all jobs that have got a license, all employers, all recruiters that got the license to sponsor you are on there. So when you go there, you click on all category, look for the one that relates to nanny job, child-minding job, nursery job, click on that, go to sorted by date, you click on descending to ensure you're getting the recent ones, and you click on search and start going to each of those websites one by one, the company's websites, one by one, to go and apply. Okay, Miss Becky, you can replay the video to get what I said, as I don't want to be repeating myself. But briefly, I said you can get this job, get to know the recent employers under this page on the UK test sponsor list. The UK test sponsor list, okay, is the best in terms of looking for a job. You can go to any other website, Indeed, Glassdoor, Azuna, Job Today. Let me start mentioning them one after the other. But one thing about me, I do say, why travel to Japan when what you need is in your trouser? Our people back at home will say, why go to Shokoto when what you need is inside your Shokoto? You get what I'm trying to say? So why not, first of all, go to the UK government website, okay, to see if you can get a job, sponsor people that got the license to sponsor you this pathway first before going to every other website. Now, with this being said, you can also use Indeed to search. Simply go and type in nanny job with visa sponsorship for overseas applicants. You can also, in the UK, put UK. You can also go to Google and type in nanny job in the UK with visa sponsorship. Simply, you can use Glassdoor, or you can use this one. There's a particular website I also love, which the UK government opened. I'm trying to remember it. It's not Job Today. I can't remember. I'm really struggling to remember this. This one is, if you go to the UK government website, which is gov.co.uk, you only see it there. So if you remember, please leave in the comment section. Leave in the comment section, please. Leave it in the comment section. I'm really racking my brain to remember this, and unfortunately, I'm not with my other device. Okay, but that is another very good website where you can use to search for job. It's not Job Today, UK Job Today. It's not. Trying to remember. Oh my God, forgotten. But I'm gonna leave the website. Okay. So guys, this is the update I want to let you all know. It's a good one. Please try it out if you can. If you need further information, please go to the UK government website to read about this. Try your best. If you see that you are uncomfortable where you are, I do say maybe where you are, what country, what state you are, and you feel like you're uncomfortable, then maybe it's time for you to move. And when it comes to moving, it's not just only the UK, it could be any other places. I know some people watching this will say, oh, Clara, don't say the UK as if the UK is a bed of roses. Indeed, the UK is not a bed of roses. It got its own challenges. You need to be smart here, you need to work extra harder here. However, it also got a lot of benefits. A lot of benefits where you can gain from. So please leave your questions. I'm going to be taking questions right now in the next 10 minutes or 5 minutes and call this a day. But don't forget, I'll be leaving the necessary link to help you do your own research in terms of this. But I'm just here to give the quick update, especially those of you who have been leaving me several questions, DMs, Clara, nanny job, nanny job, nanny job. I've searched about it. It's true. It is available. It comes with sponsorship, but it's not a new pathway. Please beware. It's not a new pathway. Adeyinka, it is not. It is not job B Joba. It's not. Yeah. So the UK government website is authentic. All you need to do is type in ukgov.co. It's there. Or gov.co.uk. It's there. It is authentic. It helps you do your research. I don't think it will ever mislead you, as whatever is there is written by the UK government. Now, I talk about the requirements already. Bukola, I talk about the requirements. Okay, your requirements, your IELTS shouldn't be less than a band 5. You need working experiences in this, taking care of children, either having your own work business, whereby you have a business as a nanny provider, you're taking care of children, be it in your own home or outside of other people's home, or either you're employed by an employer. Okay, you must have working experience 1 to 2 years. This particular pathway, if it's for the skilled one, you need a job offer, so it is tied to an employer. It's an employer-based kind of pathway. If it's for the domestic worker visa, you need just an individual. It must not be a company or organization or whatsoever like the skilled one. An individual, if you watch this video from the beginning, I was using myself as an instance, then you need it. Someone said tuberculosis test necessary. I always do say, don't waste your money doing tuberculosis tests where you are not very certain of the visa yet. What does this mean? It means that only when you are very much certain you've gotten a job offer, the COS has landed on your hand, you go and do your tuberculosis test. As tuberculosis test, from where I come from, it expires. You all know this. Okay, so why do this and let it expire before you get a job? Be applying for the job. Your focus shouldn't be all of this, but getting an employer. By applying for a job. Can healthcare assistant already in the UK switch to that nanny job? Does it correlate? Will they give sponsorship by switching? Absolutely, I don't know. In all honesty, I don't know. Victoria, you want to seek a professional advice on this, or you want to do further research on this? I think that's all the questions for now. Someone said, my wife sent you 2 months ago to now no reply. Hey man, can you please reach me on my email address? Please reach me on my email address or on my Instagram with over 15,000 followers. Please reach me there so that I can check this, look into this for you and get back to you. Please reach me there. And when you say certificates, I don't collect money for certificates. I don't ever collect money for certificates. So I hope you've not been scammed by fraudulent people using my name, as there's a lot of people, you guys are aware, on Instagram, everywhere, using my name to defraud others. So I always say, please ensure you come to the right Instagram page called Clara_immigration with over 15,000 followers. So, and then please reach out to me. Let me see, look into this. Let me see if there's any mistake in this, or if you must have fallen into the wrong hands. Hopefully not, but please reach out to me. So, the UK government website again is called gov.co.uk. Just type it on Google. Gov.co.uk. Guys, I will need to go now. This is brief. I don't want to stay here for 1 hour. And someone just talked about my master class. Unfortunately, some of you couldn't join, which I understand because of financial constraint, but I was kind enough to make some video, I think more about the island video, which have about over almost 60,000 views now. You know, I made some of the stuff I taught there. I made it and post, so some of you can benefit from that. So go and watch that video. It may help you out. Or I may also be opening another masterclass for May. I'm not sure yet, as I'm recovering. I'm still recovering from this one. This just concluded one. It took a lot for me. So guys, wishing you the best. Don't forget, the sky is your limit. Keep on pushing. Keep on fighting for that breakthrough. If this is what you want, go for it. Don't let anything stop you. Apply, 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 apply aggressively. Like I always say, no one can do this for you. No one can do this for you. You can do it yourself. No one can do this for you. You can do it yourself. If you don't want to be scammed, do it yourself. No one can apply for a job for you. If you hear anybody saying that they know one employer who will give you a job, you should give them money. You should give them money so that they can give you a job. You know it's a lie. You know it is fraud. So please shine your eyes, open your eyes, shine your eyes, and be very careful. Be very, very careful. Be very, very careful again. I've repeated this 3 times. Don't fall into the wrong hands. And with this, I say goodbye and see you in my next one. If you have any further question about this, please feel free to leave it in the comment section. I will be willing to reply to those as much as I can. Leave your question. Let me know what you're seeking. From my researches, based on all of my researches, I'm going to give you answers. But note, I am not a licensed immigration officer, so I need to put a disclaimer there. Reason why I always prompt you to go and do your own research on the UK government website. This is also for those to clarify your doubts if nanny job comes with sponsorship or not. Now you know better, it does comes with sponsorship. So just try it out. See if it will work. You never can tell, it will work. Just like the NHS job I posted that talks about non-clinical job role. I know someone now who is already in the UK through that, who got a bed coordinator job from overseas in Ghana, to be precise. So if you hear any pathway that is in the UK, as long as it's legit, I would say put in your best. Try it if you can. Why not? Bye, guys. Bye.